Intermittent fasting has become one of the most talked about health strategies in the world. But despite all the hype, most people misunderstand what it actually is and how to do it properly. Many assume fasting simply means skipping meals. In reality, small timing mistakes can completely change how your body responds. In this video, we'll break down what intermittent fasting really means, how it works inside your body, the most common fasting methods, and how beginners can approach it safely and effectively. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you want more clear, science-based explanations like this. Now, let's get into it. Intermittent fasting is not a diet. It doesn't tell you what to eat. It focuses on when you eat. Instead of spreading meals across the entire day, fasting creates deliberate periods of time where you don't consume calories. This allows your body to switch from using glucose as its main fuel source to using stored fat. When you eat, insulin rises to help move glucose into your cells. When you stop eating for long enough, insulin levels fall, and that's when fat burning can begin. This metabolic switch doesn't happen instantly. It usually takes several hours after your last meal, depending on what you ate, how insulin sensitive you are, and how active you've been. This is why fasting duration and structure matter. Now, let's look at the most common types of intermittent fasting. The first, and most popular, is the 16.8 method. This means you fast for 16 hours and eat within an 8-hour window. For example, finishing dinner at 6 p.m. and eating again at 10 a.m. the next day. This approach works well for many people because it fits into a normal daily routine and doesn't require full-day fasting. Another common method is 14-10. This is often better for beginners, women, or people with higher stress levels. It still delivers metabolic benefits, but with less strain on the nervous system. There's also the 18.6 method. This extends the fasting window slightly and can increase fat-burning time, but it's not automatically better for everyone. Some people practice 24-hour fasts once or twice per week. This can be powerful, but it's not where beginners should start. The key point is this: longer fasting is not always better. Consistency and metabolic health matter more than extremes. Now let's talk about what actually happens inside your body when you fast. In the first phase, your body uses glucose from recent meals. Once that's depleted, insulin drops and fat stores become more accessible. As fasting continues, your body increases fat oxidation and begins producing ketones, an alternative fuel made from fat. Over time, fasting can improve insulin sensitivity, metabolic flexibility, and appetite regulation. However, these benefits depend on how you fast, not just that you fast. This brings us to an important point. Intermittent fasting is a stressor. And like any stressor, it can be helpful or harmful depending on dose and context. If you're undereating, sleeping poorly, overtraining, or consuming calorie-containing drinks during your fast, you may blunt or reverse the benefits. For beginners, the goal is not to push through hunger at all costs. The goal is to support your metabolism, hormones, and nervous system. That means prioritizing sleep, hydration, electrolytes, and protein intake during your eating windows. A simple beginner approach looks like this. Start with a 12 to 14-hour overnight fast. Eat protein-rich, whole food meals. Avoid liquid calories during the fast. And pay attention to how your body responds. Once that feels easy, you can gradually extend the fasting window. Intermittent fasting is not about discipline or restriction. It's about timing, physiology, and long-term sustainability. And when done correctly, it can be a powerful tool, not just for fat loss, but for metabolic health and longevity. It's also important to understand that longer fasts are not something to do too often. Extended fasts, such as 48 to 72 hours, place a much higher stress load on the body. Experts like Dave Asprey emphasize that while longer fasts can be useful tools, they are not meant to be done every week. Used too frequently, extended fasting may impair hormone balance, recovery, sleep, and metabolic resilience. For most people, longer fasts are best treated as occasional interventions, not routines, often once every few weeks or even once per month rather than weekly. More is not better. Timing and recovery matter. This becomes especially important for women. Female hormones fluctuate across the menstrual cycle, and fasting tolerance changes with them. Research and practical guidance from experts like Dr. Stacy Sims show that women generally tolerate fasting best in the early follicular phase. This is the phase shortly after the period starts, when estrogen and progesterone are low. During this window, the body is typically more insulin sensitive and more resilient to metabolic stress. In contrast, longer fasts during the late luteal phase, the days leading up to a period, can backfire. At this stage, the body already has higher energy demands and stress load. Aggressive fasting here may disrupt sleep, increase cravings, elevate cortisol, and worsen fatigue or anxiety. For women, the goal isn't rigid fasting schedules. It's cycle-aware fasting, adjusting fasting duration and intensity to support hormones, not fight them. So that's it for now. As always, I hope this helped you on your journey. Thank you for watching and for supporting this channel. If you'd like more lessons like this, remember to subscribe and feel free to share in the comments what topics you'd like to explore next. I'll see you back here for the next lesson at Longevity School.